I had a comment about somebody said why I didn't fiberglass the splash well to the transom, and the reason I didn't is because that's just the way the boat was designed. So nothing was fiberglass to the transom. There was just a trim piece here that went over top, and then you can see the screw holes. Well, one's covered by epoxy there and here, and then that screw piece just, or that trim piece just screwed to there. That's all there was, and then the rest of the trim piece around here, you can see where there's some screws that hold the top to the transom here, and then of course all around the sides. And this is the trim piece here. It's metal. Wish I could find another one like it, because it's starting to get eroded just from oxidizing and stuff there, because it's made of aluminum. So basically this trim piece just fits on there, and it pushes down, and then you just get the screws back in. That's where this is, and that's not a great comfort of holding the splash well area to the transom, but once the motor is bolted on here, it bolts on here and there and down below. So basically the motor holds it on as well. So not only just screwed around here and to there to the top, or the top to the hull, but it's also, once the motor is bolted down, then it's secured that way. So I tried pulling up on it just with these screws and stuff, and it ain't moving, so it's all good. And yesterday I installed my new steering cable, because the old one was getting really stiff. So it wasn't too bad, but I had to play a little bit with the helm there where the steering wheel is, but I managed to figure it out. It almost seems like it might be a bit long. It's supposed to be the same size as the other one, which was 13 feet, but I think I can kind of manipulate it once I pull it up inside and get some strapping up there to mount it to on the inside under the gunnel there. So yeah, started with the fish finder, getting that going. So a few more things to rig up, and then thinking maybe tomorrow I'm going to paint this so that's covered, and give it probably a couple coats anyway, and then that'll be covered off, and do the other side as well, and then I think I'm gonna mount the motor. I think maybe tomorrow. I think this paint is cured enough. I'm just gonna double check with the Brightside Polyurethane company where I got the paint from, and just to see how long they say it's supposed to cure. This is a topside paint, and people probably get, oh, you're supposed to use bottom paint, blah 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 blah. Well, there's not a lot of choice out there. They got two-part epoxy paints and stuff like that. Now that, well, the original owner, he sprayed it all with Brightside Polyurethane with a sprayer, and it seems to hold up well. So it's not like it stays in the water 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's just in the water for the day, and then I bring it out. So there shouldn't be a problem. So, but it's all good. So, but yeah, I got to put my bilge pump outlet there, through hull fitting and the hose. Still got to do that. So a few more things to go. I got to look into getting some new lights. The anchor light just doesn't want to cooperate. It's just getting old. So I'm trying to find one just like it, but everything's different nowadays. Everything's LED, and anyway. So the bow light is working, I believe. I just got to check it out and hook it up. But yeah, and there's my well boots for the wires and the fuel pump, or a fuel line go through. So I'm gonna get those installed pretty quick here too. So yeah. Oh, also I bought a fish ruler. All right. So it's a Rapala fish ruler. So I think what I'll do is I'll put this, whoops, put this on the back by the splash well here. There's a pretty good spot here to lay it out. And then when I get my fish, because there is slot limits for the spring sometimes, anywhere from 62 to 80 centimeters, but starting September 1st, it's just anything over 62 centimeters, which is basically 24 inches. So it's good to have something like that on the boat. Before I just had some black marks where I knew from there to there the fish was legal. That's 62 centimeters. So now an actual ruler on there would be a little bit more professional, I guess you could say. So put that on there and see how long that lasts. Well, I got the fittings on the transom all put on. Here's my tie down hooks, and also when I pull the kids' tubing, the drain tubes for the splash well. Got the trim piece on here, goes over the splash well. Put lots of caulking in there, so if any water does get in there, it shouldn't get out in between the layers of the splash well and the transom. Should be fine. It's pretty tight in there anyway. Installed one of the new boots. That'd be for my fuel line. And this boot, just gonna wait till I get the motor on. This is the old boot I had, and just because I'm gonna have to manipulate this cable, and I don't want to wreck the new boot, so I thought I'd just leave the old one on there for now. I might even just mount that one, because this one doesn't look like it'd be, well, should be okay, but these ones are a split boot. There's an actual split there. I didn't know that. I thought they were solid. I guess that's so you can make them bigger or smaller, I guess. Not really sure. Anyway, got that installed, and like I said, the drain tube fittings for the splash well, which are right there. So we got that all in, and also I got the drain thing for the where the bilge well is. That one goes right in there. I got a little screw thing that goes in there, so that won't come out very easy at all. If you're on the watering like that, you actually need a flathead screwdriver. So yeah, I got that fitting on. So looks like tomorrow I will put the motor on. So I've got the holes drilled for the mounts, and yeah, go from there. And I also installed the bilge pump fitting to the side there. And I got the hose all hooked up inside there, as you can see there. It's good to have like a sort of like a drain trap in there, because if water happens to come in through the side, you know, just through wastewater, it won't just keep coming in. It'll actually hit that, kind of like in your sink. It doesn't let anything go past unless it's forced. So once the bilge pump comes on, it'll force whatever water's there and push it out the side there. Learned that the hard way in my first boat. I didn't have that, and I thought, why is there water always coming to my boat? Oh, that's because the waves happen to come up here. They seem to go into there and then just go right down into your actual bilge pump and just kind of come out your bilge pump eventually, because it's just a little propeller in there that sucks the water up. So it's always an open area for the water to come in and out. So, and then tomorrow I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm going to paint this. I don't have any good paint brushes left. I'm just going to use the, just going to try it, use the chip brushes, because that paint lays out really, really nice. It smoothens out really, really good. So I'm just going to use these chip brushes. So just the cheap ones I was using for my fiberglassing. So it wasn't like too bad of a brush, just there's not a lot of bristles, not very thick of bristles. So, but anyway, I'll see how that goes tomorrow. So I know when I do that paint, it really lays out pretty smooth. So even though there's brush strokes, it seems to kind of smoothen out. So, but yeah, that'd be great to get that on, and I can let that dry for a day or so, and then I can put the rest of my trim on. It goes around here and to there, and then the trim's on and ready to go. So yeah, and I can start to wire up my motor, because all my wiring comes in through here. That goes to the motor. I have to figure all that out. Glad I took a bunch of pictures with my phone on the motor where the wires went before I took everything off. So, because I have a heck of a time trying to remember where it went. So, not too many wires, just got to remember where they exactly go, and of course the linkage for the shifters. So yeah, it's coming along, and yeah, I'll do some more work tomorrow, and I'll do another vid on that. In case you're wondering what that plug looks like, this is it here. See, it's threaded. It's got a flathead screwdriver slot, and it just screws into there. Screws a little bit loose in the beginning, but it slowly gets tighter. But what I do is I wrap these threads with Teflon tape, and then it gets a better seal. And you just have to, I don't know, every 2 or 3 times a year I might have to rewrap it, but yeah, so that's what it is. So pretty sweet thing, easy peasy. I thought about having a normal drain tube with an inside brass drain plug, but I think this would be nicer because I don't have a lot of room in my bilge well, so this will be perfect. This is what was on there before actually, but this is a new one. There, give it some wraps of Teflon tape, and then it screws in a lot tighter. And it's got that flathead screwdriver. Oops. It's getting tighter. There. And that's how it goes. A little bit of Teflon tape there. So that's what I do. That's my drain screw if I need to drain it. And in case you're wondering what I use for the caulking through all these through-hull fittings, because I seal everything up with caulking, is the Boat Life Seal in white. It's a little bit expensive, but it's worth the money. Very, very good stuff, especially for marine conditions. That's really good. I've used it before, and yeah, had some on here for a few years, 10 plus years or whatever, and even before that, and I'm trying to get it off the old transom, like some of the fittings on there. It was on there pretty good. I was surprised, so pretty good stuff. Yeah, it's not very cheap, but I got it on sale at the place where I got all my epoxy and stuff from, at Steveson Marine here in Langley. And yeah, they had the best price. It was actually on sale. I think their regular price is like $50 or something. I think I got it for $29.99 or something, but a little expensive, but well worth the money.